U.S. President Donald Trump is threatening to declare a state of national emergency to get enough money to build a wall along the Mexican border. Trump is angry that Congress has only approved a quarter of the funds he wants for the wall, $1.4 billion, rather than the $5.7 billion he had demanded. Declaring a state of emergency would give him direct access to funds. The bill approved by both parties in Congress avoids another government shutdown. Well, for more on the latest developments in Washington, we have Erwin Collier with us here from Bard College in Berlin. Good morning, Erwin.
Good morning.
So, another government shutdown has been averted, it looks like, but President Trump is going nuclear, as it were, by declaring a national emergency in order to get the funding to build his wall. Will he get away with it?
Well, you can't fault him for not trying. He really wants to make an end run around the constitutional power of the Congress to control the purse strings. And this is what it's all about. He is not getting the money directly through the sort of legislation he wants, and by trying to put this up with the sort of crisis like the swine flu or the 9/11 attacks, he is hoping to not have to go through this cumbersome negotiations with another equal branch of government. He wants to be able to write his own checks, and this is the attempt. He still doesn't have the land to build such a wall. So, you know, there are many things that go into building a physical barrier, not least of which is having the land. This is a long-term project, and this will not be a long-term executive order.
How do you read these maneuvers that we're witnessing in Washington? The signing of the border bill, getting the budget passed there to avoid the government shutdown, and Trump then declaring a state of emergency, a national emergency. Do these maneuvers expose Trump's weakness, or do they show him to be a clever tactician?
It certainly shows, we've seen the behavior before. He does not apologize. He never admits defeat. And in the middle of a wholesale retreat, he is declaring victory and organizing parades. This is par for the course. We've seen it before. But yes, he's been completely rolled. The Republicans really got bloodied up with the last government shutdown, anything but that. And now the amount of money, the strings attached. Donald Trump knows he lost that round.
By declaring a national emergency, the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says this is something we should look at very warily. She says it could create a precedent that could create problems. Is this a threat to American democracy?
Well, what's interesting, in 1976, after the Watergate affair, the Congress thought about this. What happens if we get a scoundrel like a Richard Nixon or possibly something worse? This declaration of an executive order and the ability to say when the executive or this executive power is surrendered. No, the Congress said they have the power to say enough is enough. And what we'll see is immediately, first thing, Pelosi will bring a resolution. It will pass in the House of Representatives disapproving of this. 18 days, the Senate then has to take a position. Very good chances that that gets a slim majority also disapproving. So the law to end such a power grab will be on Trump's desk. He would probably veto it, but we don't know that yet. And then it's back. But then there's the next line of defense, which are the courts. And the courts have not been kind to such initiatives on the part of the Trump administration.
A lot to keep track of there in Washington at the moment. Erwin, thank you very much for filling us in. Erwin Collier from Bard College here in Berlin.
Nice to be here.